Okay. Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is February 4th, 2022, and I'm coming at you live. There's a new time for the live stream. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm just going to test some times out. And I just felt like going live really quickly, not for too long, but just really quickly. Mainly because the market was very confusing to me this morning. So I was a bit hedgy. And, I was personally, once I got stopped out in profit from my previous trade, I was just sitting and observing. I didn't enter any trades yet. I hadn't entered any trades until recently, and I just want to share what my new trade is and why I took the trade. So what I'm seeing in the market. So hope this is interesting for you guys if you guys are wondering. Also, let me know if you can in the comments whether you're watching this live or afterwards the recording. Let me know what you think about a good live streaming time that works for you all. I know there's some of you guys in Europe, some of you guys outside of the US. I know I'm in DC, so I'm always looking at Eastern Standard Time, but just let me know if you think midday is good or evening is good. Just let me know. All right, let's get into it. So looking at Bitcoin this morning, I was very confused, and I may still be confused, but at least I feel like I'm less confused, okay? I feel like I'm less confused. Zooming out, my long-term analysis remains, right? This whole idea of this zigzag pattern playing out throughout the market, right? You got your 5-wave pattern here, and then your A, B, C, your flat correction here, and then followed by another 5-wave pattern here. So that's what I'm pretty much, that's pretty much what I've been saying for quite some time, what I'm expecting. And this is kind of what we're getting, okay? I personally did not partake in this long right here because I was still in my short. I was a bit caught unawares by the sudden reversal. Okay, and so I got stopped out in profit. It's okay. As a professional, I just can't FOMO into trades. It's completely irresponsible. So I have to be patient and I have to observe my rules and stuff like that. And so it's okay if I don't make as much as I could have. I'm fine with that as long as I follow my strategy and remain profitable, right? Even if it's less profit than I would have made, I'm fine with that. And I didn't partake in this, what was it? In this 12% move. Wow, it was great. And, it's kind of still going maybe, So what am I doing now? So once this, I've always said this. So this pattern that we're seeing right here on the screen is, let's first zoom out on the 4-hourly. This is the first move that we're getting from this downtrend, okay? So this downtrend happened, we're pretty much getting dumped on for about three months, is it? 90 days, yeah? And then we get this pattern, okay? The first pattern out of a trend is always called an A wave, okay? That's the literal definition of the A wave. That A wave tends to target wave 4 of the previous trend, okay? And the previous trend was this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. So that's the first thing I'm looking at, okay? So in a lot of ways, this target, this region has been met, okay? And I've been saying, I'm expecting Bitcoin to come between 41 and 43K. We're pretty much at 41K, okay? And I'm getting to my next point is that I'm laddering into shorts now because I feel that, one, the target's been met. Two, we're meeting some resistance. So I'm not just talking about any resistance, right? There's support and resistance all over the chart. But when we talk about support and resistance, that can inform whether or not you take a trade, okay? A long or a short, right? You want to look at crucial levels that have held for long periods of time. So zooming out on the daily time frame, we can see that this level right here, I'm just going to draw a line. It's probably most illustrative. This level right here is huge resistance, right? It's at around 40,900. Huge resistance, right? You can see that it served as resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, support here, okay? So I don't imagine that we just blow through this level right there, right? So that's one of the reasons I thought, okay, this is a good opportunity to start shorting the market, okay? Start shorting Bitcoin. Next, I'm looking and I see, so let's zoom in for this next point. I see 5 waves, okay? I'm not exactly sure. Once again, I'm not exactly sure what we did, right? Here, right? I wasn't exactly sure. That's one of the reasons I missed it. I didn't recognize the pattern. And if I don't, just one of my rules, if I don't recognize it, there's confusion, I'd rather sit out or just sit on my hands. And I was currently in a trade with stops in profit, so I'm just sitting on my hands and waiting to see. Maybe it reverses, maybe it goes my way, but it didn't. It went quite a lot, right? But upon further inspection, when looking at this pattern, it really looks to me like a corrective wave, okay? And I'm going to say why. Corrective waves are typically unorthodox. They don't follow your 5 waves to a T, right? You have this portion that's super sort of what's the word? Impulsive. It's very clean. You can count the waves. You can measure the retracements. It's easy to count, right? You have your here. Let's get out this. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying the content, if you think this is useful, this is helpful, please like the stream, whether you're watching it live or in on the recording. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, ending diagonal, right? 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. That's an ending diagonal. Even if it pops up for one more wave, that's an ending diagonal. It's quintessential ending diagonal, okay? What can also happen here is that this ending diagonal is the ending diagonal to wave 3, okay? And then we have one more leg up, but I think that's unlikely just because of the resistance I just discussed. In any case, my point in counting that out was just to show that this you can count quite easily. You can see it's very, very clear. Now, what this is, God only knows. Okay, it's just a bunch of stuff, and it doesn't even seem to me like it's impulsive. There's no rhyme or reason. It just seems like an up only kind of messy but bullish wave, and there's a retracement here, right where we had our 3 months resistance, right? And let me draw that back in. I erased it, but it's still relevant. So let's go on the daily and draw it back in because I'm actually going to reference it. So here's our downtrend, taking a trend line from the top. There you see all those touch points. Like you have 1, 2, 3, and then fourth time we broke out. right? No, we touched 4 and then we broke out the 5th time. Anyway, so that's this important resistance, okay? And now let's zoom back in. What were we on? The 15-minute? Yeah, maybe. So yeah, I'm counting 5 waves. I'm not exactly sure. I'm still not exactly sure what the hell this was, right? But to me, and okay, let's just say this, go in order. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but I know this. This I know. That's a clean impulse. That's 5 waves, okay? Is this a wave 2 right here? No, I don't believe so, because I don't see 3 waves here, right? If you say this is 3 waves, perhaps, but I don't see much of any retracement here. So for me, this is an A, B, C deal, and C being the impulsive wave, okay? And so when I say that this whole thing is, let's zoom back out. When you talk about a zigzag correction, right, you're usually talking about 5 waves, 3 waves, 5 waves, okay? But then the beginning of those 5 waves had something funky going on. Does that invalidate the zigzag? I don't believe so. We still got 5 waves in the end, yeah? And so I think that when you're looking at corrective waves, sometimes you're not going to get standalone clean impulses. In my experience, that is not out of the ordinary. So that doesn't invalidate my sort of larger thesis that this is a zigzag with a flat correction in the middle. Okay. The other reason I think it's a good idea to short here. Not only do I count 5 waves, I see crucial resistance, but also we just broke a very important line of support, okay? Or a line of resistance, right? You saw it's, for 3 months we've been butting our heads against it in the impulsive wave down, right? And we touched it 4 times and we broke out the 5th time. What do you know about breaking strong resistance? And I've learned this the hard way. You don't just go on your merry way. You come back and retest, okay? You come back and retest. At some point, you come back and retest. And typically, you do so sooner than later before turning around and breaking out in earnest, okay? So that's another reason I think it's a good idea the next trade to short from here, because we have to retest this resistance. It's not enough to break out. You break out, you retest. I remember when I first started trading, I was just listening to people on YouTube, and I was learning how to be a breakout trader and buy on the retest. And so this is like trading 101 for me, right? Breakout, wait, buy on the retest of your your diagonal resistance or your horizontal resistance or whatever, right? Because at that point I wasn't shorting. I didn't even know what shorting was. So that's another reason why I think going short is a good idea here, not financial advice, because we're going to have to retest it anyway. However, I do not believe that we will do something like this. Okay, we could. Everything's on the table, right? But I don't think that's likely. And now let's zoom out a little bit. What I think we're doing is what I talk about a lot on this channel. And let me get rid of this. We're pulling a reversal, right? And that reversal goes A, something like this, B, right? The B wave can look a lot of different ways. Sometimes it looks like that. Sometimes it looks like that. It just looks crazy. But usually the B wave retraces beyond the origination point of the A wave. So I could expect this B wave to take us to the 31 or 30K level, okay? and then the C section, a flat correction, a C section, and that's what I expect reversal is, right? C section, not C wave, because it's comprised of a flat correction A, B, and then the C. It's not fully impulsive, as you would expect in a corrective wave. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's my plan. That's my trade setup right now. I've got my stops beyond this point, right? As a professional trader, my main thing is risk management. And when I zoom out on the daily and I see all of this resistance right here, sorry, let's go on the daily. I see all this resistance right here, right? I feel safe putting my stops over here and just letting this play out however messy the B wave wants to be. And one of my reasons for putting my take profit around the 32K level, okay, I think it's at 32, is just look at this, and this is all just, zooming out and using support and resistance, right? Obviously, this channel is principally Elliott wave theory, but you can use things in concert with your Elliott wave theory, simple support resistance, to help, elucidate some trade ideas. But if you see, prices come here so consistently, I would imagine it would be difficult to imagine our B wave not at least visiting this area, right? And wicking down below it. But, conservatively taking profit here on a short would be a good idea in my estimation. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing on the charts and why I've laddered into shorts from around this area. And I do anticipate, and this is my current read, right? Given the information we currently have, with new information, I make new conclusions. That's just how it works. And the way I can be flexible is by using good risk management, having some money left over to add to my margin if need be, managing my trade, so on and so forth. But I do anticipate a 20-21% drop from here if this B wave does indeed materialize, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. And the premise of all of this, of course, is the idea that price doesn't just reverse and just go. It doesn't do that. It needs to pivot. There's something called a reversal pattern. You see it in every reversal on any time frame. It consists of a flat A correction, a flat B correction. Is it always a flat B correction? Usually, yeah, typically is a flat B correction, and then a section that is a mini flat correction with an impulse. I call it the C section. My trade idea and my reason for looking for this part 2 of the reversal, first, my idea is that this is the local bottom and we are reversing. We printed a wave to wave 4 of the previous trend. That is what the A wave does, the break of structure, right? The initial break of structure. And after that, you get a B wave that goes after the A wave that takes you all the way down, retraces usually past the origination point of the A wave. Not always, but usually. And then a C section. That's the premise of all of this, okay? So those are just my ideas, not saying they're right. That's just what I'm doing. That's what I'm trading. Hope this is helpful. Hope this was useful. Let me know if you enjoy these impromptu streams. Like the stream if you haven't yet. Share it if you think somebody else can benefit from this. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And thanks. All right. Have a good day or good evening. Bye.